Hi, girl. Hi,
What
girly.
it do, Sade?
In the club, we all fam. Wait, what is yours? Do you know where I got that from?
No, do you know where I got mine from?
No.
I assume yours was from a song. Mine is from Dance Flick.
Mine's
What
just
it
from
do, Sade?
mine's just from the TikTok, but it's also Broad City. It's in the club, we all fam. And she's like, what? They like, in the club, we all fam. And she's like, what? In the club, we are family. No, in the club, we are our family. Are you racist? It's on TikTok.
I
But
love calling the club the club. I like putting R's where they don't belong. I want to furk on me. Come furk on me.
oh my God.
I put it in my group.
Sister.
Oh, sorry.
Sister. Calm down. I'm just playing.
I'm sorry. It's been a while. I'm saved and sanctified and bathed in the Holy Spirit.
All right. And we are going to have our libations. What has brought you joy this week, sister?
I did run club on Saturday.
You're in a run club?
I am. Nola Miles Club. I've been really enjoying it. My friend Javier told me I may not enjoy it, or at least that I might want to do a pre-run before the run
Sure.
club because I guess people be talking when they running.
Yes, girl.
Why would you do that? That doesn't make sense in my brain because
Mm-mm.
I either want to talk or I want to run. And if I try to do those things at the same time, one of them is being sacrificed for the other, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
interested. I either want to run my ass off, and
Or
therefore
talk
I'm
my
not about
ass
to
off.
speak with you, or I want to talk. And then the running is getting in the way. I can talk to y'all after we run, because if we gonna run, why would I talk?
That is true. That is true. I don't see how people can do that, bitch. I'm like, you have great lungs.
I think like because you'd have to slow down, so you have to go at like a reasonable pace, and I want to run it in a decent time. I'm trying to achieve my goals, my physical goals. So, nonetheless, it's a great opportunity. I love going. I love running. I be singing and dancing while I run, and then when I'm done, I be talking to the people, and I love it. I think it's the best, and it brought me so much joy because it set me up for a really productive weekend. I made some monies, and
Ooh.
yeah, I felt really great about myself over the weekend.
We love that. I used to do run club, me and Tiffany, but I took a pause just because like I hate running, but I'm good at it, but I just hate it.
Because you're
And
so
I
wrong.
yeah, and I also was going to find a man because that was what people were saying was that you can find a man at run clubs.
Girl, how did that go?
I did meet a guy, but he didn't follow through on the date. So
I don't go there looking for no mans, and no mans going there looking for me. And if they is looking for me, they ain't setting up to me, so I don't know a thing about it. I go in there and talk to the women's. Me and the
I know
women's be
women's.
keying, and then we go on about our business. Amen.
Mm-mm. That is true. I just said no. I'm gonna stick to my sports, and that's what I'm gonna do. Can you tell something that's different on my end, sister?
Your background is so different. Why?
Yo, girl, move.
Woo! Shout out to that. We love a moving world. She
I
moved
just
on up.
literally, I literally went upstairs, y'all, and I got kicked out of my apartment. Long
You
story
lie.
short, I make too much money.
Oh shit! You didn't tell me that was the reason you were moving.
Yeah. So for y'all who don't know, I was in like a fixed housing unit, like fixed price. So I
That
make too much.
is both unfortunate
Hmm.
and fortunate. Like, shout out to you for making the bitcoins, but girl, damn, that subsidized housing is great.
It was a fixed rate, and I was like, it wasn't going up or down, but they was like, yeah, you're out of the threshold. And I moved in during a pandemic, so they were ready to kick me out. So that's what brought me joy, though, is I have more space now, and I have like more area, and I don't have carpet no more. So I'm like, thank God.
Yeah,
But
I could see that being a plus.
yeah, because I have allergies and it's really, really bad. So
I can't wait to go and see it and be in
yes,
it.
you have a new space I have a new Airbnb for you. It's gonna be fab.
See me in May.
Yes. What is up, everybody? It is your boy, Lord Devery.
I'm Derwin King.
And welcome back to another episode of That Black Boy Joy, where we create, maintain, and hold space for black and brown boys to be themselves and
So much more.
so much more. We have a great episode for you all
We do,
today,
we do.
which I'm super excited to talk about. this episode, it's going to be cute. It's going to be little and tiny, but it's going to get the job done. Today's episode will be navigating post-relation. Ooh, the topic will be navigating post-relationship friendships. So we are going to go into our personal experiences with post-relationship friendships, and then also some of the complexities of remaining friends with exes, especially in the Black queer community, because we are very known for that, and that is very common.
Small. It's not a lot of us now.
It's not a lot. So we are definitely going to be diving into that conversation because we can relate. We can talk about it. I have a lot of conversations that I would like to add to this conversation. But we are super excited to jump into that with you all. What is your thoughts when I first mentioned or when we first started to talk about this topic?
It's like, yeah, I guess this does happen to a lot of us because I even got at least one example of it in my life, and I know everybody else has a lot. Like, I know niggas who's best friends and they had each other's penises in their mouths. So, and that seems to be it, right? Oh God, I feel like that's the commonality. Is it's like we didn't have sex, but we definitely sucked each other off. Is that vulgar? Should I have not said that?
No, that's fine. I mean, it's both and. It's sometimes you all hooked up and then was like, nope, we're just friends, or you all got into a relationship and then was like, no, we're not friends. What the fuck are you making that face for?
Because there are circumstances where like a person who's been in my anal cavity is probably not going to be my friend. But I'm totally willing to explore what that looks like in conversation and talk about my experiences with it.
I feel like you have a lot.
I always have. I mean, I have a lot of thoughts all the time. I run my mouth. I don't do nothing but run my mouth.
Oh my God. But no, yeah, I'm excited. When I first was doing research and when I was first thinking about it, I was like, how come we've never talked about this? And I was like, it's very interesting because that's sometimes been the story of my life.
Yeah, I want to hear what it looked like for you.
We will get into it. So definitely looking forward to getting into that. Actually, do you want to just jump into it? You want to just do it? All right, we're gonna get right into it. We're about to dive in. Swish. Oh no. Okay. The first topic, the first section of this, I want to say is called "Why Stay Friends." Okay. Yeah. And I think that's a very interesting topic to like start with because oftentimes that is always like a question, or when you're dating, you are always my personal experience, I've always been asked, and this really is always a question, is have you messed with any of your friends? Have you been asked that before?
Yeah. Yes. People always thought that
you and O?
No, people thought me and my New Orleans friends, and I think they still think that, like, get together and like have group sex. They think that we're like out there like really getting doing it, and that's a hard boundary for me on my friendships. None of my friends are touching me, but they ask all the
time. That's interesting. I have that asked of me quite often.
Every man you with?
Yeah. It's been all of my friends because I have like This is so funny because I have a lot of attractive friends, right? And I'm very close to my friends. Like somebody's actually asked me, I cannot do this with you, right?
I've said nothing. I'm listening. I'm being an observer.
What the funny thing about it is people have asked about me and you before.
Really?
Yes. And I was like, that is my sister. Like we is each other. But no, I've always been asked that, and it's very interesting to me because I think that is something that's always a common conversation with queer, like platonic relationships, and then also some that are not platonic that didn't start off like that. Because in our community, I do see that it is common, just because we have like shared connections, we have like emotional bonds, and just like things of that nature. So I'm always curious of like, my first thing was when people ask me that, I'm always like, not that person, but this person. Not that friend, but this friend. But people always ask me like, why do y'all stay friends? And I think that's always an interesting question to me because for me, I am very quick to be like, we're just sisters. And I don't know if it's just because like I am someone that just like can create that good old boundary, but I'm quick to just be like, we did it, it didn't work out. You two want to be friends. Or they do it to me, which has happened. Your girl has been rejected. we're human, we're life. But yeah, I think that sometimes there's people that I like, they're better as a friend and better in that sense and better at leaning into that space instead of being somebody that you can romantically be invested in. Like, I've had that happen too many times. Some people had to just cut off because I was like, actually, I just don't want to be friends. I want to be more, and we're just going to say friends. But then also, there's people I'm like, no, I actually do still want to value this relationship, but just not fuck.
I think for me, it seems more ideal for situations where you were friends first and then kind of like ended up having sex. And then we're just like, well, we're not going to do that anymore. Because you
Yeah.
at least know that there was a foundation for a friendship there. However, I can imagine that if you're dating someone and they have qualities you enjoy, and then y'all kind of start having sex, and then it like doesn't work out for the relationship, you're like, well, I still like you as a person. Let's remain friends.
Yeah, I've had, so my only issue with that is sometimes people just say they want to be friends, but then don't want to be friends at all.
What does
And they
that even
just,
look like?
no, just y'all just don't talk. You know, instead of just like being like, hey, I think we're not connected anymore. Let's just not do this. Instead, it's like, let's be friends. And then when you try to be friends, it's like,
That's because they don't know how to reject right. Like,
right.
okay, this
Let's
isn't
just say
working. I'm
that.
going to go in a different direction. You're a great
Yeah.
person, but
But
I'm no longer interested in pursuing our connection.
yeah.
That was great language. It just came right on the top of that. It just came from my mind. I have like the mind of a mastermind. I have like.
I'm just letting you go. I was just letting you go. But no, I feel like, yes, that has happened before. Is we started off as friends and then well, no, sorry. The first one was we started off no, wait, which one was it? I
Oh
think I've
shit! How many
had
times
both.
does this happen? Wait, wait.
No, okay, so I've had one where we started off getting to know each other and then we realized that we would just be friends. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Which is fine. Like, you meet on a dating app, which people nowadays try to meet friends through dating apps, which to me is like, bitch, it's a dating app, but I guess people don't want to talk in person.
I think they're looking for friends
With
with
benefits.
benefits.
Mm-hmm. Two different things. But
Absolutely.
yeah, so the first one was like we intentionally met to be dating and then it didn't work out and we just became friends. That is more of my story. I've not had someone that has lasted this long if we were like dating, like actually in a relationship, and then broke up and you was just my good Judy. I've never had that happen yet. And I don't think I want to do that.
I haven't because I've not been in a long-term relationship. So.
Oh yeah, none of the people that I'm exes, all my exes, I'm like, we're not going to do that. Now, people that I've wanted to date and then we just worked out as good friends, that's different. But I've never had that happen before.
You actually know the person. So that I have a friend that like we dated and we were not sexually compatible. So
Mm-hmm.
like this was the reason why it stayed at that like second level.
Mm-hmm.
What do they call it? It's second base cop in a field. At what point are you engaging in oral sex?
On the first night?
No, you know how they got like first base, second base, third base, home run.
I don't think that they.
I think that's heteronormative terminology anyway.
Yeah.
And nonetheless, the reason that it didn't go all the way was because it turned out we were not sexually compatible.
Mm-hmm.
But you know of my friend with whom that occurred. Do you know who it is?
No, well, I think we talked about it offline, right?
Yeah, it's
yes. We talked about it recently, right?
Oh shit, did we?
We talked about we talked. Could I? You gonna bleep it?
It's our friend.
Yeah,
it's my friend that's been on the show forever ago.
Wait, and I know them. Like, no,
absolutely,
really?
But it's not Omar.
Okay, never mind. Then I thought it was Omar.
No.
And I know them.
It's so funny because he's gonna hear this and he's gonna know I'm talking about him. And I could say his name. I will say his name. It's Reese. I'm just gonna bleep it out. I'm just going to bleep it out.
Yes. I was like going down memory lane. I was like, but y'all are good friends. Like, y'all are good friends.
Because like I thought he was a really interesting person. I felt like at the time that there weren't a lot of people in our town that I could relate to. This is post college. And meeting him, I thought he was cool. I thought he had a cool story, and I just was really intrigued to hear all his experiences. And so we really connected on a friend level, and like we had fun together.
Yeah.
But like ultimately, I don't think that I was who he was looking for in a partner. And so he kind of like phased it out. And I remember my feelings were really hurt at the time because it did feel like a rejection. Like, and it was like, wow, this is a person I feel like I could really have
Yeah.
been a great partner to. And I was just like so proud to have him as someone to like meet my friends, just because I thought he was like smart, and I thought he was super cute, and I thought he had an interesting story. I just felt like we brought the same amount of interest to a room.
Yeah.
And that's still true today. I love hanging out with him. I love spending time with him. I love talking to him. We provide a level of support to one another that really feels valuable. So it was
Yeah.
inevitable that we would maintain a relationship, a friendship, but not a romantic one. And it took me months to get over being hurt by the fact that we were no longer engaging romantically. But ultimately I was like, I'm not gonna stop engaging with this person. Like, I really do enjoy having them in my life, and I had ended ties with someone who rejected me maybe 4 or 5 months before then.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I later found out that that person was really hurt by my ending ties with them.
Okay.
I
Okay.
He said he just needed time. I found this out like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He said he just needed time, and like it wasn't that he just wasn't interested. I guess it was going to take him some time to figure out what about me was like super attractive to him.
After you told him that you didn't want to see him no more.
We weren't even dating. I was just pursuing him, and we were
Okay.
friends, and I wanted I had made it clear earlier in our friendship that I was actually pursuing him. But like, yeah, I didn't pursue a friendship after the rejection because I was like, I don't think that would be fair to me to be friends with someone that I actively want to have a relationship with who is not interested back. Is that unfair?
Yeah. No. So wait. He rejected you.
Yes.
Got it. Boom. I thought you rejected him and he said he was
No.
hurt. But okay.
No.
I know. I agree. I think that's something that, like, for me, is like, if it is a mutual thing, if we are both like, no, we still want to do this, like, mutually, then yes. But I'm someone that won't be friends with you if I still have romantic feelings.
Yeah. I mean, it's an
I,
ego thing, but
yeah.
also like, it's not fair for me to be pining over you and I'm like, this nigga don't want me, but you're like,
Yeah.
I still want all the benefits of friendship, and like, sure, I'm sure you want it, but realistically, I got to do what's best for me. And being a
Yeah.
friend with you is not going to work. And that's just not the same thing that was happening with me and Reese.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think for me, if I've had that happen a lot in my past, is people saying they want to be friends and then it being something I don't agree with. I think the thing that sometimes when I was in my younger gay days, since our pool of like people are so small, I was willing to still accept that, to be in their proximity, which I would grow resentful of them, if that makes sense. Like, I'd be like, I don't know when I'll find another guy. Maybe they'll, like me eventually. And I was like, this is not healthy because you're not looking at this person as just a friend. You're looking at them to eventually see you for your work.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, I'm not doing it anymore. But then when it came to friends that I don't want to say I've not, because mine is not coming from like relationships, because I've not been friends with my relationship. It's been people that I attempted to date and it became friends. So I can't give the relationship part because I can't, but I can talk about like navigating. There's been intimate moments that have happened. There's been dates that have went on, and then we just was like, or one or the other was like, we just need to be friends and be that way. So yeah, sorry, I had to think. It's happened a lot.
I'm really surprised at the number of times that has happened. I was like, whoa, you really got to recount your experiences with this. Like, I literally
Yes.
only have that one because most of the time when I end things with a man, I'm like, I don't, it's not like they are not friend worthy, but I'm not interested in complicating my life in that way of maintaining relationships with people that
Yeah.
I've had sex with if um we weren't doing a good job of already just being friends, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like if we had been doing a good job of actually being friends, we probably would have spent significantly more time together, because that's the thing I have noticed, is that the men that I didn't continue with, um we didn't date very long.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't, and when I say date very long, I don't mean that we didn't engage with each other very long. I literally mean that we didn't go on dates very long, because dates are you going out with a person and having experiences with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of dates with Reese. We did a lot of hanging out together. So there was this like intimacy that was built, and I thought it was valuable enough to maintain despite being hurt. Other relationships, I kind of was just like, maybe because I ended them, maybe that's even what it was. Like, I didn't want to continue it, so I just didn't think it would be fair. I know if it were
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm not necessarily interested in being friends with someone who rejected me. So I'm just like, I rejected you, so maybe we just don't need to like engage
Yeah.
any further.
Yeah.
But also because like, I don't know if them niggas gonna be thinking that one day I'm gonna change my mind and be with them, because I'm not. And I
Yeah.
never had that expectation of Reese. Like, that was
Mm-hmm.
never something I thought was going to change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for me, I have a friend of mine that I think we are stronger in that regard, because I think that for as friends, because I think for me I didn't I'll be honest, I didn't feel a sexual connection as much as I thought I would.
Yeah,
And I
that's
think it's
fair.
because, yeah, I think for me, it was just because like I looked at this person as literally my sister.
That happens. No, that literally
And I
happens.
was like, we had so much in common that I didn't feel as though I wanted to be romantic with them. I just wanted to just talk to them and just be like, sis, 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 sis. But I tried to date them. I will say that.
I think sometimes what happens is that we hope that like our sexual desirability will supersede people's feelings of wanting to be siblings. We hope that we are
Yeah.
so sexy that a person can't possibly not want to engage with us in that way. But we disregard that we are more than our ability to be desired.
Yeah.
That people want to spend time with us because they actually acknowledge the qualities we have intrinsically that are enjoyable and valuable, and that wanting to maintain a relationship with you is more of an honor than wanting to fuck you. Because think of the number of people who've wanted to fuck you who absolutely have no respect for you. They do not value as there are so many men on the apps alone who want to fuck anything with a pulse, and they
With the
could give a
post.
good goddamn what your virtues are. But you have a person who's like, I am not sexually attracted to you, which doesn't mean that you're not attractive. It means that I am not interested in engaging with you sexually.
Yeah.
However, I think you're a great person and I
Yeah.
want to have you in my life. And if they follow up and show up in that way, that's
Yeah.
significantly more valuable than somebody who wants to either put themselves inside of you or have you inside of them.
Yeah. But I will say that I feel like there needs to be like do's and don'ts of that post relationship or post potential type of thing.
What are your rules, my darling? What are your
First of all, I
rules?
need very much time apart to
Yeah,
process.
to process.
I need time apart. I need boundaries to be set. Like,
Mm.
if this is something that we're looking to do, then we just need to know, like, I won't be coming over as frequently. We won't be like, we're not sleeping in the same bed like we used to, like, none of that. And also communication, like, being very communicative throughout the whole process of like, so like, how are we feel? How are you feeling? Like, what's going on? What are your thoughts? Because I feel like sometimes you some people try to go over the like, try to coddle the person's ego or coddle the thing of like, I'm not sexually attracted to you, but like, but this is this, but it's just like, no, be transparent. Like, this is what I was looking for. This is not, where we're at right now, but I do want to see if you are willing to do that. Also, mutual consent. It has to be mutual, that you both are willing to just be platonic and stick to that. Because if you're not sticking to just being platonic, then it's going to make things complicated, because you're not just being friends. You want that person, but also the intimacy part of them, but not like the relationship part of them, if that makes sense too. So yeah, those are some of my do's. And then my don'ts is don't be still fucking. Don't. Because it's like, then it starts to get confusing. Like, wait, you just want to be friends, but you still want me in your vicinity.
You want to diddle me, and you
But
want to
you,
diddle you.
right. But then you don't want to be in a relationship with me.
Yeah, we not hunching.
We not hunching. Me don't like that. Me not like that.
Me not like that.
Me not like that. But no, yeah. Do you have any like do's? Do you have any do's and don'ts on your end or similar?
Yeah, do discuss the process at length. I want to discuss all of the feelings about it. I want to get all out because I'm unfortunately to most people, I am a person who wants to discuss the feelings until they can't be discussed anymore because I don't want any confusion. When there's ambiguity, we kind of create our own narratives about it, and I don't want to be the person who's left with the short end of the stick at that, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like discussing it until we can't discuss it anymore leaves clarity and allows for us to move forward as transparently and in the way that is most viable for the relationship, the friendship as possible. But kind of refusing to acknowledge the most difficult parts of that really just leaves space for resentment, for unspoken things that will cause resentment. And I'm not interested in that. It's like I don't want to avoid talking about the fact that we were once sexual or romantic, but it isn't necessary to bring up all the time. We should be focusing on a do then is focus on the future. Let's focus on the future of our friendship, how we can support one another and be of use to one another moving forward, because I don't want to live in the shadows of a failed romance.
Yeah. I also would be curious about why does it keep being mentioned? You know, like we having that conversation and we need to have the conversation until all of the like feelings or unresolved feelings are like gone. Because if we're supposed to be friends, right, and you keep bringing up that moment of when we were in a relationship, you're still holding on to the expectation, or you're still holding on to that thing when I've assumed that we've already communicated that boundary is not being crossed again.
That's an excellent point. I think if the person who had ended the romance were the person bringing it up, it probably has something to do with ego and control. And that doesn't, I'm always saying that doesn't have to be a conscious effort. We often behave based on the subconscious, but that doesn't mean that those actions don't have impact, right? So, whether the intention was there or not. Yeah. Why are you always bringing up this thing where you rejected me and we're supposed to be moving forward in a friendship? How does this serve you? And more importantly, how does it serve me? That you keep bringing up like this failed romance that I was apparently the cause of.
Yeah. I think that's something I always am like intrigued by is when people say, let's be friends, how do you navigate that post? Because I think also my thing I've always thought about is, okay, say you start to get into another relationship and this person is your very, very close friend. How do you navigate explaining to your partner that this person was an ex or this person?
His dick was in my mouth once upon a time, but it's nothing now.
And then you have to would you say that? No.
Honestly,
Yes,
what it would look like if Devin Jerome King were saying it is, we copulated a few times. We engaged in several forms of intercourse in the past. Historically, we had each other's penises in the other's orifices. However, we've moved forward on a new path and branched a new journey forward. That's exactly how I would say it. That's exactly how I would say it.
Here's
But
the
no,
thing.
I wouldn't say we had each other's dicks in our mouth.
We had each other's dicks in each other's orifices. It's so funny to me for you to say that. Because like I think I've always tried to figure out how to say that without like being rude, not being rude. Like, this is my friend. This is our past. It's not our future. Here you go. Because in our community, I think we still stay in close proximity because we are always in the same circle. We're always in the same spaces. And sometimes you just can't get away from certain people. So you're naturally like still in the same vicinity. And it's just harder to like navigate. And then also y'all might have a lot of things still in common. You might still have a lot of same friend groups or same circle groups, but trying to navigate your next relationship when you're still friends with a past one is very interesting to me.
Pause. You need to pause for a second.
Okay, yeah, I can't press pause because it's not letting me press pause.
You don't have to. I'm just letting you know I'm gonna cut it.
Yeah, it's saying stall. It's saying it still says starting.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
No.
It just says starting. I can't even pause it.
It just split our tracks. That's what happened. I had kicked something, so it all fucked up.
Oh.
Can you stop the recording?
I can't. It's not even letting me. I'll have to leave out and then go back in then.